What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today I wanted to take a look at the new Call of Duty trailer, which is the Black Ops 7 reveal. And I know most of you and myself aren't the biggest fans of the newer Call of Duty titles, and that's a fair statement. However, if you know me and my channel, you know that I really love Black Ops 2 and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Now another thing is, if you're familiar with my channel as well, the Overanalyzing series. Now today I wanted to take a closer look at every single Black Ops 2 and other Black Ops title details and references, and just overall overanalyze the entire trailer to just get a good look at what we should be expecting. So put on your exosuits and let's get into the Black Ops 7 trailer hidden details you've probably missed. Now for the beginning of the trailer, we see that we are going through this trippy state of this room, specifically the TV that used to probably brainwash Alex Mason. As we could tell that there is a wheelchair at the right, and that's probably was the same wheelchair that Mason used to be on when he was brainwashed. Now over here we have our first Black Ops 2 reference, which is the Los Angeles, and this is the same bridge and same location where we're actually escorting the president from that Black Ops 2 mission on the Los Angeles bridge. And we see the return of Samuels as well on this bridge, because this is where we actually get introduced by him in the same Black Ops 2 mission, which he is in the same car as well while escorting the president. Now as we could tell that this isn't Los Angeles in its current state, and this is just in this sort of trippy psychosis state that we later will see that characters are put into, but this is probably going back to one of Samuels's nightmare or darkest past that he deeply regrets or feared. Here we could tell from the background that we're probably in Japan, and also some sort of writing at the left of the screen where we see this Raul Menendez recording, which this is our first look at him returning since Black Ops 2. We could see here in this frame, which shows us part of the worlds that are probably being hacked or attacked. We can confirm from the trailer itself that it takes place 10 years after the storyline of Black Ops 2. Here is presumably Emily, the main villain slash group, because of the guild that we will be fighting in the game, as shown in the trailer a ton of times. In this frame we see David and Troy Marshalls, one of the main protagonists from Black Ops 6, which he looks a lot older, and they're most likely at Woods or Mason's gravesite, but most likely Woods, as Troy Marshall only knew Woods. And they are talking about something or someone refusing to let him go. Could be Menendez. We see this gravesite as well in Black Ops 2. Is it just me, or this looks like Carrier from Black Ops 2? Now this could be Plaza from Black Ops 2, as it almost has the same layout, but we're not sure yet. Here we have the four main characters, and we see Harper with the M18 burst from Black Ops 2 and the Peacekeeper. This part of the trailer shows the four characters breaking into the guild base, which I assume is the beginning of the campaign, as it starts off with them breaking in, and then you'll see as later on that they get into this room and then they hallucinate, which causes the entire story that we see after. Nicaragua is one of the locations in this trippy state, which is one of the locations from Black Ops 2, and it's one of the flashback missions in 1986 where Woods and Mason and etc. are sent to kill Menendez, which we know how that goes. And as we can see in the background, there are some floating islands and for some reason a giant frickin' knife. Now we see the return of exo jumping, but unfortunately it's not the way that we remember it, and it definitely seems like it has limits compared to how it used to work. I mean, we just saw a giant knife being thrown, so that's something we should be still talking about. I don't know. Los Angeles, same thing that we saw at the beginning, so no need to discuss it more, but again, it's a Black Ops 2 location. We see a crash UAV from the guild, which they are likely getting info from. If we look at Samuel's back, we can actually see a ballista. If you don't believe me, take a look at the layout, which I'll be putting right next to it, and tell me that isn't the same gun from Black Ops 2, but it could be a reach. We don't know yet if it's the ballista or not. Angola is one of the first places in the Black Ops 2 campaign, and where we save Woods from the shipping container, so we will be revisiting this as well. Grappling hooks are back since Black Ops 4. Tokyo is finally back in the Black Ops campaign storyline since Black Ops 1's campaign and multiplayer, which only had one mission and only one DLC map. A mission did take place in Tokyo, but I'm not sure because there's only one map to be referenced from, which was from the first Black Ops game, but we're not sure. Here we see the return of actual wall running and also wall jumping. Hijack is finally referenced and is in the campaign for some reason, which again, this is a Black Ops 2 reference slash return. Alaska is where Mason was with his family in Black Ops 2 and was picked up by Hudson to return, and his son was climbing the tree and then fell, which we see in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Avalon is the new Black Ops lore location introduced in Black Ops 6, and we see it returning in this game. Paragliding is also back since the Black Ops 4 mode Blackout. We see a man here holding a knife, and I think this is Menendez since he's talking, and come on, we can feel his aura. We see a flashback as David when he was a child. Woods actually makes an appearance, but it's his Black Ops 1 version, meaning that it's obviously just a hallucination. We also see his gravesite right next to this frame. We could probably assume that this giant red ball is actually a bomb that contains hallucinations, as there's smoke inside, and the same thing that we saw tested at the beginning of the trailer. Here we actually see a cut of Menendez, the guild, CEO, and David, and Mason. Here we see a giant version of Harper, and it looks like the map from Carrier once again. Could be a stretch, but I'd like to believe so. Now let's take a look at the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Direct. Now I'm sure there's a lot of useless things that most of you probably don't care, and so I went ahead and just looked at the things that might be worth looking at. Now remember that Plaza looking map? Well, we have a confirmation in this Direct, and it's not actually Plaza, it's something called Alboran Mariculture. Now we know that the new Call of Duty Zombies storyline with the old crew returning takes place in the Dark Ether. We see the return of Raid, except in a Japan looking themed, which honestly it is a pretty good reimagine and I'm not complaining. We also have confirmation of the weapons coming back: the M8A1, the DSR-50, the Peacekeeper, and the TAC-45. You can also copy and paste someone's gunsmith, meaning that if you see someone with a certain build of attachments, you can copy it and add it to your class, which is, I guess, a pretty cool feature. I'm not too sure, so it kind of saves the trouble from you having to look up a new sort of meta when you can just copy and paste someone's other meta. Who knows, it's something different, which I guess it adds a little bit of uniqueness. For these zombies, we have confirmation that not only that it will be the main 4 crew returning, but also it will be taking place in a sort of survival map like Transit, where we can take a bus, but instead of a bus, I think that they confirmed we will be able to drive a truck, which is, I think, a pretty cool feature that they added that's brand new. And I think that in a map like Transit, it can be something that is actually good. Again, it's Call of Duty. I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket. Now, I'm surprised no one mentioned it, but actually in the trailer, if you look at David's wrist, you can actually see Frank Woods' dog tag, and it says "in memory of Frank Woods," and I think it says "led with warrior" or with valor. I'm not too sure, but I think that's kind of an overlooked detail that I haven't seen anyone talk about. At the end, we see a preview with someone walking up to the crew from Black Ops 6 and obviously the older crew, and he has a cage with some sort of head in it, but we are not sure who that is, but we can speculate it is someone returning from the previous game. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of overanalyzing video, and please let me know if I missed anything in the comments down below. But either way, it's been Fellow, and just remember to stay smart. Have a great day.